Hey everyone, it's me, the Mouth, aka the Mush. You may have played hardcore with me. I'm just here to discuss frame rates, aka FPS. There's a bit of a misconception in some of the Diablo III blogs where they suggest that it might be a video card driver problem, a hardware issue with a older video card or CPU that's outdated, overheating of the GPU because it's been overclocked, or an issue with frame rates because you don't have an SSD installed. I'm here to sort of debunk those theories. Even though they can contribute to some problems that some users may be having, it's not necessarily always the case. If you take a look at my specs, I have a Phenom X2 965E processor with a Sapphire 7850 HD from ATI, and I can repro frame rate issues on a faster computer, an AMD FX 8350 4 gigahertz with a Sapphire 7950 that's been overclocked out of the box and has 1 more gigabyte of VRAM and a larger bus. So the issues aren't necessarily limited to the hardware that you're running. It's actually in the mechanics of the game. What you actually see in the bottom right hand corner of this screen are the FPS rates for a 4-player gameplay in Greater Rift 38. It's acceptable, like Greater Rift 38 and above, if you have an FPS of 20, 20, or 27. By the way, 2-player Satyr and DH will maintain 60 FPS on either one of my systems. So what you're seeing here is actually 4 heroes. You're seeing a ZDPS Satyr, a Condemned Satyr, an M6DH critting at about 1.8 to 2 billion, and a ZDPS Witch Doctor with crowd control and lockdown. Now, as you can see, the frame rates sort of maintain themselves in and around 20 in the mid-20s, which is acceptable gameplay. And you have a lot of information being thrown at the screen while we're fighting the Rift Guardian Rhyme. This is acceptable gameplay because as a Condemned Satyr, I can actually go in there and I can tank and based on what I see, how I see my health fluctuating, I can jump in and out of the boss fight. But now what you're taking a look at is a screenshot of gameplay with my Condemned Satyr and 3 other players, but one of the other players happens to be a Rain of Toads Witch Doctor. Anytime you play with a Rain of Toads Witch Doctor, you can see that this particular ability in this particular rune, it causes a dramatic drop in the frame rates. Now what I've done is I've appended multiple videos showing you that the Rain of Toads skill causes this drop in frame rates. As you can see, I'm running into another boss fight, and in this particular battle there are actually 2 Witch Doctors running the Rain of Toads. Now when you see them running that particular channeling ability, the frame rates drop dramatically, and on occasion what you see is you see me kiting out of the area. I'm not kiting out of the area because my Satyr can't take the hits. I'm kiting in and out of the area because the frame rates drop. And when the frame rates drop, God forbid my health is coming down, I can't react fast enough or it's not taking my keyboard inputs fast enough. And this consistently happens anytime you're playing with a Witch Doctor that happens to have a Mask of Jerem and Rain of Toads. You'll actually see the frame rates drop under 10, which is rare. I hope this gives you, the player, and Blizzard some insight with some FPS quirks that happen within Diablo 3.